Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video where we review and you get my commentary on what's going on in the world. Today, we are going to view a video about a mob of people that took over the streets of New York over this past weekend. And they jumped a couple at their home. They were unruly in the streets and they set a vehicle on fire. Now, I know some of y'all may be saying, so what? This happens often. No, it doesn't. This happens a lot in the cities that are ran by a certain party of people, and we're not going to get into that. I'm not going to make it political because I want y'all to understand the mindset that certain people who vote a certain way actually have. These cities that we keep doing videos about, they're ran by the same types of people, especially in New York City, where they do not allow you to protect yourself because you cannot own a weapon to protect yourself in New York City. They are trying to do away with the Second Amendment. They do not want you to be able to protect yourself in New York and some of these other large cities. So let's see what happens when this mob takes over the streets of New York and all you can do is call the law.
All right, this was a chaotic scene in a typically quiet Queens neighborhood over the weekend. A mob of people taking over the streets by driving wildly, and things only escalated from there when they set a car on fire and physically attacked.
Yo, y'all do know it's always the usual suspects, right? And when I say the usual suspects, I mean the people who usually look a certain way. Of course, we have people who profile you, the cops profile you, and I wonder why. Is it because every video that we do seems to involve the usual suspects? The people who seem to look identical to the last video and the video before that?
Homeowners who tried to intervene. Here is more from that scene and a warning. This footage may be disturbing for some viewers.
The usual suspects. This is crazy.
Yo, chill.
And as that violent unrest carried on, residents were apparently told to call a quality of life team and not the NYPD, leading to some...
Wait a minute. A quality of life team, not the law. They don't even want you to call the law anymore. They want you to call a quality of life team who is then going to come out, sit these assailants and speak to them about their behavior. You can't make this stuff up, y'all. You cannot make this up. So let me get this straight. After I get jumped by people in front of my own home because I come out to tell them that they're being unruly in my neighborhood, setting cars on fire, racing, drag racing on the streets, I get jumped and they want me to call a quality of life team. This is what I'm talking about in these cities that are ran by a certain group of people. And this is the reason why I refuse to live in those cities. As y'all may not know, I'm originally from New York City. When I got out of the city, it was years and years ago, and I've never gone back because of things like this. This is just one reason why I've never gone back. I've adapted a certain ideology, a certain idea when it comes to how we live, how we govern ourselves. If you attack me and I'm in front of my home, all I have to say is 3 letters.
Major questions over what is to come once the next mayor takes office. Joining me now to discuss is former New York City Republican Councilman Joe Borelli. Joe, it's good to see you. So this all happened at 2:30 a.m. on Sunday, and
this is crazy.
Some of the
calls to the police. Why are you calling the police? They want you to call a quality of life team. They need to send out the quality of life team who will sit these assailants down and talk to them. Who will explain to them why they should not be doing what they're doing at 2:30 a.m., why they shouldn't be jumping a couple, why they shouldn't be punching a woman in her face. This is what the quality of life team is going to do. See, again, it's the people who set the policies in these cities. They are rotten, and they are all the way far, far, far left. Their ideology and their ideas, it's not working. I'm sorry, it's just not working. And when you can't defend yourself, when you can't protect yourself, this is what's going to happen. You look like food to people like this, to these unruly people, to this mob. You look like food set out on a plate to eat. And I swear this is what these governors, mayors, this is what they want in these cities. They want the lawlessness. They want the unruly people to come out. I don't know why. I don't know if they make money from it. They will arrest these people and put them right back out in the streets. No cash bonds, right back in the streets so that you can commit the same crimes again. This is the reason why people are doing the things they're doing. There's no repercussions. This is what happens in society when there are no repercussions for your actions and your bad deeds.
Covers this area simply did not have enough officers to respond. They were responding to what they thought was more pressing incident.
Yeah, here's a quote from Vicky Palladino, who represents this area. She said on X, response to this incident was less than ideal. Residents reporting the incident to 911 were told that quality of life teams and 911 should handle the situation. Unacceptable. In fact, these violent street takeovers should be met with maximum force by the police department. The police later apologized and said that they thought that this was a drag racing incident and they didn't have enough police officers at the time to handle.
So now you don't have enough police. You don't have citizens who can defend themselves. The citizens don't have any firearms. They can't exercise their 2A rights. So again, what's going to happen in these neighborhoods when this continues to happen? And trust and believe, the harder things get, this is going to continue to happen. And what happens when you can't protect yourself? My bad. Call the quality of life team. I'm going to look up exactly what this quality of life team is and what they do, because I need to know. When someone tells me not to call the law, not to call the cops if I'm being assaulted, I need to know exactly what it is the quality of life team is going to do. It doesn't sound like they come with any firearms, batons, pepper spray, stun guns, none of that. So I'm not sure what the quality of life team is going to do, except for run their mouths.
This situation, that raises a lot of questions because the police commissioner right now, Jessica Tisch, says she wants to increase the number of police officers on the force. The incoming mayor says the numbers we have right now are fine. So what do you think about this debate?
He's wrong. I mean, he's 100% wrong. We had 2,500 officers resign in 2025 or retire in 2025. Mayor Adams announced the department would budget for 5,000 additional officers to make up for multiple years of shortfall. That is the right approach. Mayor Adams should reconsider, and to talk about having some quality of life team address this is ridiculous. These kids don't need a guidance counselor or midnight basketball. They need to be punished. They need to be punished immediately.
That's a
there
fact.
needs to be police on the scene.
Didn't I tell y'all? It's the people running these cities. Wait until he takes office. Just wait until he takes office. Some of the ideas he has is just the dumbest I've ever heard. But just wait until he takes office and the quality of life team hits the streets. See, when you're not punished for your bad deeds, for your behavior and what you do, just like at home, you will continue to do these things. And that's exactly what's happening in New York City. That's exactly what's happening in these cities. They just don't care anymore. What is the law? You're going to let me out for doing some bad shit, for behaving badly, for being degenerate. I can do the same thing. And again, you're going to let me out again. We know people who have a rap sheet a mile long, 2 miles long, and they keep letting them out. They keep committing the same crimes, but they want you to call the quality of life team because that works, right? All right, sweetheart, it didn't look like a war zone to me. I'm sorry. She was reaching there. It didn't look like a war zone. And I came from Queens. I never experienced anything like this. Of course, I experienced some crime, but nothing like this. It seems to be getting worse. When the citizens are not allowed to exercise their 2A rights and protect themselves, when the cops are undermanned and don't have enough police officers to patrol the streets, when crime is rampant, people are running rampant in the streets, you don't get punished for any crimes you commit, you get let out. no cash bonds, and then they want you to call a quality of life team or a group of social workers that will come out and speak to you, politely speak to you, the criminal. This is exactly what's going to continue to happen in your cities, in your streets, and in your states. Y'all stay safe. Until next time. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content.